Hi, my name is Britta Johnson, and I have the servant speaker concepts of internal listening, truthful speaking, and excessive ego. Internal listening is the process of listening to one's own thoughts and processing them as if it was spoken out loud. Michael Oher, the main character of The Blind Side, uses lots of internal listening throughout the entire movie. One specific example is during his first ever football game. He isn't doing very well and is having a tough time with the guy that he's going up against, and then he remembers what Leigh-Anne Tuohy has said to him. She realized that he wouldn't do well unless he had something that motivated him, so she played off of his protective instincts. She referred to the players as on the offensive line, like the quarterback, the running back, and so on, as his family. She knew that he wouldn't let anything happen to his new family that had taken him in, and so she used them as a way to motivate him. He listened to that voice out on the football field amidst all of the commotion that comes with a football game. In the movie, you can see him pondering her words that he's playing in his head. He closes his eyes, listens to what she's told him, and does it. Once he remembered what she said, his playing improved, and they ended up winning the game. He uses internal listening throughout the movie as a force to motivate him and do something good. With Michael, it's mostly good, like when he's with a gang member and knows he's in a bad situation. He uses his intuition and past experiences and realizes that he needs to get out of there. He makes mistakes, but his use of internal listening usually points him in the right path. The next topic is truthful speaking. Truthful speaking is just what it sounds like. A person that comes to mind from The Blind Side when I hear truthful speaking is Leigh-Anne Tuohy. She doesn't hide her feelings, and everyone knows what she's thinking. There are multiple instances in the movie where this happens. A specific one is at the football game when someone is trash-talking Michael behind her. She stands up, turns around, and defends him. When she's out at lunch with her friends, she doesn't like the way they're talking about Michael, and she tells them. She has a strong personality that may come off as my way or the highway, but in reality, she knows what she wants and she'll do what it takes to get it. One thing about truthful speaking is that when it's said, it should be believable. Whenever Leigh-Anne says something, she's very decisive about it, and people believe what she says. She's the voice of reasoning throughout the entire movie, and she speaks truth, even if it's hard to hear. She does so in love, even though it may come off as harsh sometimes. Leigh-Anne passes her trait of truthful speaking down to her son, S.J. S.J. is a hard person not to like, because he doesn't sugarcoat anything, yet he does so with kindness and love. For example, when he's at the lunch table with Michael and he says, "Dude, enough with the rugby shirts. You look like a giant bumblebee." He's very blunt with what he says, but isn't afraid to speak his mind. He has such a cheerful personality, though, that people know it is with the best intention. The last servant speaker concept is excessive ego. Excessive ego is somebody with a personality that comes off as very smug or full of themselves. They're over the top with their personality and think they're the greatest. The gang member that Michael has connections with throughout the entire movie is somebody who has an excessive ego. He controls whatever space he's in and is clearly the antagonist throughout the entire movie. In the scene in the living room when Michael runs away, this gang member, Elton, dominates the room with his presence. Everyone seems to be walking on eggshells around him because they don't know how he'll react to whatever they say. The second excessive ego is the football player that Michael goes up against in his first game. He's extremely full of himself and repeatedly bashes Michael whenever he makes a mistake. Whenever this player makes a good play, he takes all the credit and worships himself. Those two examples are good examples for excessive ego. Thank you.